Hey guys, how's it going? Well, I've kind of had a little idea I'm gonna try, so I'm gonna let you know about it. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of videos in one day, and when I have time, like today, I have the day off, and I can make a whole bunch of videos and just release them throughout the week, so that there's a new video. But I'm like, I'm like tomorrow. I have my kids at like 5, and I get off work at like 3:30 or 4, so I don't have time to make a video and do all that stuff. So Tuesday would be hard to release a video. But if I can make all the videos in one shot, then stagger them out throughout the week, I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is the first of one of those. So if you see me saying they're wearing the same shirt for like 5 videos in a row, it's not because I'm a stinky person who keeps wearing the same shirt. It's because I've made all the videos on the same day. So today's video is a question by YouTuber HB's Faithful Servant. And he asks, "One awesome inch. If you weren't living in a van, what kind of dwelling would you like to live? Would you want to live in a tent? Would you want to live in a tiny home? Would you want to live in a mansion? Would you want to live in just a regular house? Where would you want to live?" Well, I don't know. Honestly, I'd have to put some thought into that. The most likely thing would be a condo. Now, if money was no object, a house would be nice. I can't deny that a house in a nice area would be great. But the reality is I will never live in a house because I can't afford it. And the housing costs in Vancouver are so astronomically outrageous that I just don't think there's value in it. It's not worth working like a dog to pay for a mortgage. It's just not worth it. So I would probably live in an apartment or a condo. A tiny house isn't going to work. It's against the bylaws here to park a tiny house in someone's yard and live in it. And that may change, but at this point it's not changing. So tiny house is kind of out. They're cool and everything. I think they're really nice. But like yesterday when I was at the Vancouver Van Dwellers Club meetup, there is a woman there by the name of Atlee, and she has a Ford Transit, full-size Ford Transit, and it's done very well. It's got the tongue and groove pine, and it's really cream of the crop kind of a build. It's seen the ones you see on like Instagram and stuff like that. And really, kind of the insight to me was, this is like a tiny house, but it's mobile. I mean, like really mobile, where you just get on the front seat and drive away. And so if I was going to do the tiny house thing, I would just do that. And that was like my previous van. I mean, the current van I'm in is like a tiny, tiny, tiny house. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on what I would live. If money was no object, I'd probably buy a condo because I don't really like yard work. But I don't know. There are always pros and cons. I mean, a friend of mine lives in a $500,000 condo. Beautiful place in a nice part of the city. But you know what? He can't open his windows because, I think I already told this story, the people above him smoke. So he likes lots of fresh air, but every time he's open his windows, well, not every time, but often, he gets smoke inside. And it's part of the hassle of living around other people. Now, as for me, for right now, and the foreseeable future, I think it's going to be van dwelling. I'm really bad at making big decisions sometimes, and I flip back and forth, big van, small van, big van, small van. And when I saw, like I was mentioning, this Ford Transit yesterday, I thought, oh, that's really nice. And financially, I could swing it. I could make payments. I could make a large down deposit, and then make smaller payments. But I just finished building this van, and I gotta really stick to what I have, let it roll for a couple years, and just be patient. And there's a few things in my personal life that have to get worked out. And once I understand that better and what's going to happen, then I'll have a better grounding to make a long-term decision. But at this point, I really have a hard time seeing paying a mortgage. So I think that it's the van life for me for a good while anyway. Now, some might say, well, wait a second, I thought you loved the tiny van that you're living in and everything. Well, I do really like it. I think it's got a lot of positive aspects to it. But there's always pros and cons, and it's always measuring the pros and cons. I would really like to have a place to sit that's not my bed. Like having the ability to have like a third seat in the back that I can sit in and recline backwards and just be comfortable. That would be really nice. Is it essential? No. Is my bed comfortable? Yes. I'm just being picky. So it's not really a deal breaker. It's just something that would be nice. And there's a couple other things, like I would like a dedicated spot for my bathroom. I really don't have room for a 5-gallon bucket, so that's not what I'm doing. I'm just using a pee jug, and that's it, So there are things, that I could do. I wouldn't mind carrying a second propane tank, so that when the propane runs out and it's freezing, you just hook up the second one and you're good to go. But I just don't have the room. In a big van, I would have the room. And then once your propane tank is empty, you go fill it, and now you got an extra one, right? And always have propane on hand. So there's definitely advantages to living in a big van. Now there are lots of disadvantages. It's going to be way more money in gas. It's going to be way more difficult to park. I haven't had a backup camera, and if I had a backup camera, I think that would really help. But in my old van, my Chevy Express, that thing was a pain in the neck to park. Parallel parking in a huge van, and you have no way to see besides your side view mirrors. Tricky. Anyways, guys, those are just some ideas about what the future holds for me in terms of where I will live and where I won't live, such as mansions. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and have a great night.